Dear students, let us study about shift reduce parsing in this topic. Actually, there are two types of parsing methods, top, top-down parsing and bottom-up parsing. In the previous chapter, you have studied about top-down parsing. What is the difference between top-down and bottom-up parsing? Top-down parsing creates a parse tree from top to bottom, that is, from root to leaves. And bottom-up parsing means we are constructing a parse tree from the leaves towards root. In top-down parsing, we have derivation process, and in bottom-up parsing, we have reduction process. In top-down parsing, we will get an LMD, whereas in bottom-up parsing, we will get RMD in reverse. Now, what is this shift reduce parsing? In shift reduce parsing, we have four possible actions. As I told earlier, it is a method of bottom up parsing. That is, we have to derive a, we have to reduce a given string into the start symbol. So, what are the possible actions? First one is shift, second one is reduce, third one is accept, and fourth one is error. We also use stack as an intermediary step. So first action is shift. That is, we have to shift the next input symbol onto the stack. Second one is reduce. That is, here we have to check whether a right hand side of the string can be reduced into left hand side. So first what we have to do is we have to locate the left end of the string within the stack and decide with what non-terminal to replace the string. Suppose for example we have the production f gives id. So if the input is id, then id can be reduced to f. Next action is accept. Accept means at the end of the reduction process we have to announce successful completion of the parsing. That is, it takes place only when stack is empty. And last action is error. That is, we have to discover a syntax error and call an error recovery routine. Now let us see one example. There are four productions. E gives T, T gives T star F, T gives F, and F gives ID. Let us take one string as ID1 into ID2. So first consider dollar symbol at the bottom of the stack, and let us take input as id1 into id2. And students, please note the difference between id1 and id2. We just use suffix 1 and 2 to differentiate between first input id1 and second input id2. Maybe the same number or different numbers. So first action is shift. That is, first input. Input is always read from left to right. It is same for top-down parsing as well as bottom-up parsing. Now ID1 is shifted onto the stack like this. So what is the action? Action is shift. So whenever an input is pushed onto the stack, the parser will check whether to reduce ID1 by its left hand side. See, here we have a production f gives id. So input id1 can be reduced to f. So the action is reduced by f gives id. So now we have f on the stack because id is reduced to f. Again the parser will check whether f can be reduced by t. Yes, there is a production t gives f. So f can be reduced by t. So next step, t can be reduced by E, but still parser will not do that step. What is the reason behind this? Let us study in the next topic, which is called as LR parsing. So after this step, in the input we have star, no? So that star is pushed onto the stack. Now we have T star on the stack. So is there any production to reduce T star by its left hand side? Just see. No, there is no production to reduce T star by LHS. So, parser will consider next input, that is ID2. So, ID2 can be shifted onto the stack. Now stack contains T star ID2. Now see what is the bottom of the top of the stack, that is ID2. There is a production F gives ID. So ID2 can be reduced to F. Now stack contains T star F. There is a production T gives T star F. So T star F can be reduced by T. And finally T can be reduced by E. So at the end of the input we have only E, that is start symbol onto the stack. So the action is accept. So these are all the configurations of a shift reduce parser on the input ID1 into ID2. You can also try ID1 into plus ID2. It is an erroneous input. You can proceed till ID1 star and plus, which are pushed onto the stack. But there is no production to reduce ID1 star plus into LHS. ID1 can be reduced by F, so F star you have. Next, yeah, there is no production to reduce F star or T star, so plus can be inserted onto the stack. And finally, we don't have any option to reduce T star plus onto the stack, or it cannot be reduced by LHS. So you will get erroneous production. Now, what are the conflicts during shift reduce parsing? Actually, there are two types of conflicts. First one is shift reduce and second one is reduce reduce. In this shift reduce conflict, the parser cannot decide whether to shift or reduce. Now consider our popular dangling ends grammar: if expression then statement, or if expression then statement else statement or other. Now if we have a shift reduce parser configuration like this, on the stack we have IETS and input, remaining input is E followed by any other symbol and dollar. Now if this is the configuration, we cannot tell whether this one IETS is the handle or whether this IETS can be reduced by S or this E can be uh, pushed onto the stack. So we can say only when what is there after this E. If we know in advance what is followed by this E, we can say whether this IETS can be reduced or whether this E can be pushed onto the stack. This situation is called shift reduce. That is, the parser will get a confusion about whether to shift this E onto the stack or whether to reduce this IATS by its LHS yes, which is called as shift reduce conflict. And second conflict is reduce reduce. As the name indicates, whether to reduce RHS B by A or whether to reduce RHS B by C. That is, parser cannot decide which of several reductions to make. Now consider this example. We have two productions, A gives B and C gives B. See the right hand side, that is B. So parser cannot decide whether to reduce this B by A or whether to reduce this B by C. It is which is called as reduce reduce conflict. So this is about shift reduce parsing. How the string can be reduced by a start symbol with the help of stack. And one more thing, there is a lab program on this topic. That is, we need to check whether the string id plus id star id can be reduced by its LHS E. Using the productions E gives E plus T or E minus T or T gives T star F or F gives id. So students, please execute that lab program with the help of this logic. Thank you.